We saw how Dhruva Maharaj was able to surpass the illusory magical feats of the yakshas because of chanting the holy name of the Lord as suggested by the sages who appeared on the scene inspired by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then upon the inspiration of the sages, Dhruva Maharaj fixed on his bow an arrow that was given by Lord Narayana, and he performed Achman, and then we saw that uh, as soon as Dhruva Maharaj joined the Narayan Astra arrow to his bow, the illusion created by the yakshas were immediately vanquished. So, in this context, we can understand how as soon as we invoke the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, darkness and illusion do not have any place, and they become instantly vanquished. So Prabhupada explains likewise in the text number 1 and text number 2 purport. So Prabhupada is relating this particular magic of Krishna's presence that is invoked by the Narayan Astra here with the weapon that is brought forth by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of the holy name. So Prabhupada is writing, without Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no one is able to overcome the action of the illusory energy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also given us a nice weapon for this age as stated in the Bhagavatam, Sango Pangastra Parshadam. So, Sango Pangastra. In this age, the Narayanastra, or weapon to drive away Maya, is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in pursuance of the associates of Lord Chaitanya, such as Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Srivas. And continuing with the same idea, Srila Prabhupada is expressing in the next purport that Krishna is like the sun, and Maya, or the illusory energy of Krishna, is like darkness. Darkness means absence of light. Similarly, Maya means absence of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness and Maya are always there side by side. And this is coming from the first canto, 7th chapter. As soon as there is awakening of Krishna consciousness, all the illusory pains and pleasures of material existence are vanquished. Mayam etam tarantite. Constant chanting of the Mahamantra will keep us always aloof from the illusory energy of Maya. So, Jaha Krishna, Taha Nai Maya Adhikar. That's the basic point. So, as the darkness flees from light, the Maya immediately recedes when a soul attains Krishna's shelter. It's important to analyze this a little bit more, that the quality and the quantity of the light are both important. A very minuscule amount of flame may be able to offer some light, but the darkness can still be felt if the light is too dim. Likewise, a feeble amount of effort of Krishna consciousness may still keep the Maya Shakti of Krishna back, and it may not necessarily drive away Maya completely. So when we are wavering in our surrender, we can understand that we are actually not inviting the full presence of Krishna into our life. The light of Krishna consciousness is still quite dim. And therefore, Prabhupada here is emphasizing that the constant chanting of Krishna's names keeps that Maya away permanently, just as the constant and brilliant presence of the sun causes darkness to vanquish. And then what happened was that as Dhruva Maharaj fixed the weapon made by Narayan Rishi onto his bow, arrows with golden shafts and feathers, like the wings of a swan, flew out from it. And they entered the enemy soldiers with a great hissing sound, just as peacocks enter a forest with tumultuous crowing. And those sharp arrows dismayed the enemy soldiers, who became almost unconscious. But various yakshas on the battlefield, in a rage against Dhruva Maharaj, somehow or other, collected their weapons and attacked. And an analogy is given: just as serpents agitated by Garuda rushed towards Garuda with upraised hoods, all the Yaksha soldiers prepared to overcome Dhruva Maharaj with their upraised weapons. And when Dhruva Maharaj saw the Yakshas coming forward, he immediately took his arrows and cut the enemies into pieces, separating their arms, legs, heads, and bellies from their bodies. And it's interesting that it is expressed that he delivered. So in this way, when he was separating their arms, legs, heads, and bellies from their bodies, he was also delivering the yakshas to the planetary system, which is situated above the sun globe and which is attainable only by the first class brahmacharis. In this way, we can see that whether one is killed by the Supreme Lord or killed by his devotees, it always results in an elevation of the status for those who are getting killed. So overall, there is an invocation of auspiciousness, regardless whether one is favored by a devotee or killed by a devotee. So thank you very much. We will see what happens next.